Okay, everybody. We are going to talk about, and bless you. We're going to start by just doing a simple review of subtracting, just to make sure that we can remember exactly how to subtract. So I hope that you guys remember, we talked about it just a little bit when we did addition, that when you add or subtract, especially when you subtract, you are going to subtract from top to bottom, right to left. Top to bottom, right to left. So if I follow that rule, I'm going to start at the top, right. And I have to try to subtract 6 minus 7, or take 7 away from 6. Can I subtract 7 from 6? Yes or no? No. Okay, so because I can't do that, I'm going to need to borrow. I'm going to borrow from the tens place. So you can just watch me for now, and then you can fill it in a second. I'm going to borrow 10 from there. So my 30 turns into a 20, or the 3 turns into a 2. And I can add 10 to my 6. So now I have 16 minus 7. Can I do that?
Yes.
Yes. What is the answer, everyone? Think about it. Shout it out. Good job. Okay. Now I need to subtract my tens column because I'm moving toward the left, but I have to go top to bottom. Can I do 2 minus 8? No. So what do I have to do? Borrow or regroup. Good job, Alyssa. So I'm going to borrow from my hundreds place. And my 4 becomes a 3, or my 400 becomes 300. I have to add 100 right there. Now I have 12 minus 8. 12 minus 8 is 4. I'm going to put my 4 down. And now the last column, 3 minus 3, is 0. So I don't need to put anything down in my hundreds column because I don't have any more hundreds. So 436 minus 387 gives me 49. Will you please write that down? Please write it down.
I did.
Good job. Do you have a question?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that a 16 up there?
16, this?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Some of your teachers might have taught you to cross out the 6 and put the number 16. You can do that if you want to. Thumbs up if your teacher taught you to do it that way in 2nd grade. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I have always just done it this way, and I just know that this 1 represents 10. So that's how I do it. Your teachers might be afraid that it's too small, and you might forget about it, which is, could be why you had to write 16. I don't know. Okay, so here I've written the problem again. Can you put your pencils down? Okay, now we're going to estimate sums. You guys are good at this now. We're going to round, or we're going to use compatible numbers, and then we're going to subtract. Okay, so let's start. What if I were to use compatible numbers? Well, what is 436 close to? Remember, my compatible numbers are, I'm going to write them out here, 0, 25, 75. Oops, I forgot 50. 50 and 75. And remember, you want to pick the compatible number that is closest to the last 2 digits in your number. So, which of these compatible numbers is closest to 36? Is it 25 or 50? You might have to do some counting to figure it out. Well, How many steps does it take me to get from 36 to 25? Well, that would be 11 steps. If I go from 25 and I count up 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, that's 11. What if I were to go to 50? How many would it be?
That would, you would have to...
Close. 14. It would be 14. To go from 36 to 50 would be 14. Because you would have to go 4 to get to 40. And then another 10 to get to 50. Okay, so which one's closer? Everyone? 25. Okay, so I'm going to make this number 425. And I'm going to do the same thing with this number. I picked some hard ones to do compatible numbers with. It would be 13 until I got to 400. Looking at the last two digits, or it would be 7 plus 5 is 12. It would be 12 if I went down to 75. So I'm going to pick 75. 375. These two numbers, 36 and 87, are almost right in the middle of your compatible numbers. So it's hard to decide which way to go. Most of the times it'll be a little easier than that. Okay, so now I've got a new problem. And remember, I'm using compatible numbers because a lot of times it'll just be easier to subtract. I could do it in my head. But let's go ahead and do it now. Ready? 5 minus 5. Oh, that's easy. Nothing. Okay. 2 minus 7. Can I do it? No. I need to borrow. Immediately, I'm going to change my 4 to a 3 so I don't forget. And I'm going to add my 100 with a little 1 there. It's represented by a little 1. Then now I can do 12 minus 7. What do I get? Right. And again, 3 minus 3 is 0. Wow, look. Look how close I am. Look at how close my estimated sum is to my actual sum. Right, so I know I did a good job estimating when I used those compatible numbers. I went the right way. I did a good job. Now, if this number was far off from my actual sum, then I would know that I did not estimate very well, and I need to try again. Okay, can you guys go ahead and write this down? And I'm going to get ready for the next problem. Got it already? Yes?
Yes, I still don't really know how to use compatible numbers, though.
We're going to work on it some more. We're going to work on it some more. Okay, let's do another one. Kevin, you'll like this one. Let's do 73 minus 22. If you think you're a quick writer and you want to go ahead and get it down, you can. Okay, now you can see looking at this one, I really wouldn't even have to borrow or anything. I could do this probably in my head or pretty easily. Let's go ahead and get the difference here. 3 minus 2 is 1. 7 minus 2 is 5. So my actual sum is 51. Now, Kevin, this one is going to be nice and easy to use compatible numbers with. It's actually, look how close they are to compatible numbers. I don't have to do all of that subtracting, which, by the way, guys, this part you're going to be able to do in your head soon. But right now, you have to talk it out. Okay, so 73, Kevin, which compatible number is 73 close to? 75. Okay, and 22, which compatible number is that closest to?
Oh, you're saying
25. Okay, now I can subtract 5 minus 5 is 0. 7 minus 2 is 5. Oh, look how close I am.
Oh, that's like 51 minus 1 equals 50.
Yeah, nice and close again. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, how about let's estimate some rounding to the nearest 10. Let's do 436. Oh, it's the same one. Let's round it to the nearest 10 though. 387. Make sure you're lining up your ones and your tens and your hundreds. Do you have that down?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you're just waiting, this is compatible numbers. All of those are compatible numbers, and here we're going to round to the nearest 10. Move all this stuff off your desk, you'll have a lot more room to write. Okay, let's round to the nearest 10. I find my tens place. I circle the neighbor. 5 or more. Raise the tens place score. My hundreds place stays the same. So around 436 to 440. With 387, I'm going to find my tens place and underline it. I'm going to go next door, circle the neighbor. 5 or more. Raise the tens place score. My hundreds place stays the same. And that's now 390. Now I can subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0. 4 minus 9. Can I do it? No, I have to regroup or borrow. I cross that out and I immediately put my 3 down so I don't forget. And I add that 100 that I borrowed to my tens place. So now this is really like I have 140 minus 90. But 14 minus 9 is 5. And 3 minus 3, of course, is
0.
0. And we know from up here that the actual sum here was 49. So holy moly, it doesn't matter which way we do this. If we use compatible numbers, we get 50. If we rounded to the nearest 10, we still get 50. I wonder what would happen if we rounded to the nearest, what am I going to say? 100. All right, let's give it a try. 436 minus 387. Let's just keep on using the same numbers. And let's find our hundreds place. Circle the neighbor. 4 or less, let it rest. So we're going to let my hundreds place rest. So that rounds out to 400. Okay, again, I'm going to find my hundreds place. Circle the neighbor. 5 or more. Raise that hundreds place score. Uh-oh. What's happening? What do I get?
800. 0.
800. We're not adding, we're subtracting.